Hey everybody, it's Digital Sticks, and today I want to talk about why the Valve Index is so boring. I mean, if you look at video content for the Valve Index, it is literally just complaints about thumbsticks and RMAs and, you know, wear and tear from a year's worth of use and all these things, but where are the exciting new tracking updates and the new accessories to make it even more comfortable and what about the latest ways of adding mods to games and getting indie content onto the device? Um, where's the second version of the device that's going to have a better processor? Uh, you know, there's just nothing exciting about the Index. When you buy one, unless it's broken, it works awesome, just like you wish it would. There are some accessories out there, but they don't sell well because they're not needed. It's not critically important. The Index is super comfortable out of the box. You know, there's just no other way to say it. The best accessories to get is to buy additional face shields from Steam so you can rotate them out when you clean them, not worry about having to let them dry. You simply have one ready to go. The tracking is perfect, it's well established. If you have trouble with it, it's most likely going to be a mechanical failure of a lighthouse, which isn't ideal. It does happen. But you replace that part either through RMA or opening your wallet, and then you're back to the quality experience without gimmicks, without struggles. It's all pretty straightforward. It's unfortunate that things break, but it's awesome that you can know the experience that you get when you replace or fix what's broken, which is more than you can say about the competition. They haven't added hand tracking to the camera, but Valve also isn't trying to get all your data. It's not telling you that when you play with this hand tracking feature, they are going to store the measurements of your hands, because Valve doesn't care about the measurements of your hands beyond whatever hands they use to check the functioning of these index controllers. So while hand tracking is a neat novelty thing in a menu, this is actually functional in games. If it's not needed, it's not needed, but it's available. And when it is useful, it's available along with your controllers and buttons to actually play a game instead of just stand in place staring at virtual copies of your hands. So yes, not very exciting, at least not for ongoing content. Valve literally put it all out there at launch. They literally sold you a device worth buying from the get-go, and they haven't hyped every little improvement that they've scraped out of it after the fact. They actually knew what they wanted to provide with the launch device, and that's what they provided. So there's been some thumbstick quality issues, and yet, as annoying as that is, the people who have these controllers and enjoy them prefer them over any other controller almost always. Generally, the exceptions are just people who really like the feel of a different controller and they're partial to it. But the actual functionality of these controllers, when they're functioning, is perfectly fine and good and is not surpassed by anything else. So that's why there's not excitement and buzz about the Index. It doesn't trap you with a cheap, gimmicky price that's paid for by compromises that you're going to have to find a way to work around later. It is simply quality out of the box. And, if you decide you want full body tracking, you buy trackers. It's that simple. 3 trackers and something to attach them to yourself, and you've got trackers with the Valve Index. You're not having to find out. No one's having to educate you on how to use Space Calibrator and how to work the system to do a hybrid setup. You don't need it. You've got the device that everyone else is trying to mimic with their hybrid setups. Headphones. You can take the speakers off if you insist, but there's almost nobody that actually wants to do that because the quality is awesome and being off your ears is incredible. And it comes with your headset. You don't have to see what people say about any kind of clip-on, soon-to-be-released mod for an Index or a Quest. You don't have to wonder about which headphones work best. You simply have audio covered, done, checked off. It came in the box, checked off. And your tracking's perfect. You do have to set up base stations. Nothing new there. So, I don't know. It was already a good process, a good, simple, straightforward setup calibration. So nothing exciting for Steam to launch. But they have launched things. There has been improvement. But for Steam, a lot of the improvement is visible through Steam VR improvements, which has included features for the Index. So at launch on the Index, you didn't have a full range of functionality. You had the original basic VR modifications. For Steam VR, you had a restart after changing your super sampling and all of that. You had to do a lot of that. Now on the fly from Steam VR, boom, you can literally change to any custom multiplier you wish on your super sampling. You can even reduce your resolution to below the resolution of the device. It's not simply only a super sampling question. You can change your index refresh rate anywhere from 80% up to 100 or 80 frames per second to 144 frames per second, all on the fly while playing a game, and resume the game with the new settings. Not a problem. And you can also change your brightness on the fly, and there's other features you can change as well. If you decide to enable a previously not enabled pass-through camera, you're going to have to restart Steam VR. So I'm sorry, it's not all perfect. Maybe that could be the breaking news when that's no longer necessary. The other thing is Steam VR itself supports such amazing things such as the advanced settings, where you can do the play space moving and all of that. So there's a lot of enhanced capabilities available through Steam VR apps and headsets. That's available for most apps. It's available for everything supported. So not every feature that Valve designs and makes available is limited to just the people that bought their hardware. And so the whole thing is, the whole platform is a very enhanced platform. It's open. There's indie developers. Everybody's involved. It's not a closed ecosystem. There was no entrapment sought. There is no social media account required so that they know that they are spying on you by your exact name under all circumstances. If you get in trouble by a changed policy, you don't lose your games if you buy them through Steam VR. So anyways, all these things are reasons why the Index has been a boring headset in terms of VR reviewers. It's basically hands down the best and was since launch. And people that don't understand the value of it are not excited because of the price, because you actually have to pay for what you get with the device. There's nobody trying to pull any tricks or ignore or try to get you to look away from compromises. It's simply straightforward. This is what Enthusiast wants. This is what we're going to deliver. And this is the price it's going to cost. And have at it, boys, if you want it. So, anyways, that's it. That's why there's not any excitement and buzz around the Index. Because it doesn't need the hype. It doesn't need the buzz. And it hasn't captured everybody by a cheap price and left them desperately wanting improvements to their experience. Those things are exciting about other headsets because other people need to fix their headsets, fix their experience. They are desperate for something better than what they have. They need improvements. They need something to keep them excited and hopeful. And that's why there's a lot of buzz about other headsets. And that's part of just the reality of knowing the true value of these devices. I didn't make that up. It's just simply an observation. The Index literally had everything you hoped it would have right out of the box. The only thing they failed to deliver, and it wasn't explicitly, I don't know if it was promised or not, it was certainly something that they were aware of being wanted, and that is a wireless device to work with the Index. That doesn't exist. That would be buzzworthy when it does exist, and no one knows if that's ever going to come to fruition or not. But in the meantime, everything else is check done. So I'm Digital Sticks. I digress. I'm just trying to tell truth where it's needed, and that's something good to point out. That's not going to get me a whole ton of views other than the wordplay as a negative approach to the Index. It's literally the negative approach to the Index that will get the most traction. And it will probably result in dislikes because it's actually making a positive point about this headset. But regardless, it is the reality of the situation, and it's worth pointing out. So you can play the game if you're trying to create a channel to be followed, if you're trying to join in with some people that are going to join you in just buzzing up a device, or if you actually want to have quality VR, just be aware of where it's found. You may not have the option of affording that. That is understood. It shouldn't be a status symbol. It should just simply be informational understanding to know what you should ideally want if you decide after your entry-level device that you do want to upgrade your experience. That's it. I'm Digital Sticks, and I am out. Hope you have a good day.